Chat, get this. So once DPG comes back, we're going to try and talk to roster stats for next year. So yeah, the Fire are out. 6 points out. And 6 points isn't a lot of points, but given how they played, yeah, the season's effectively over. And so begins our yearly tradition of looking to next year's roster. And this is how it's going. All right, so joining Fire 2 probably is Justin Reynolds, the younger brother. Under contract and returning for sure, Rafa Chico's John Duran, Brian Gutierrez. Names I love to hear. Also returning Fabian Herbers. I like Herbers. Chris Mueller. Heck, yes, please. Federico Navarro. Yes. Mauricio Pineda. Yes. Spencer Richie. Doesn't matter. Jairo Torres. Questionable. So those are returning for sure. Those are the guys we want to return, isn't it? I mean, even Miguel Navarro, who has his discipline problems, we could maybe give him another year. Under contract, Chris Brady. Under contract, Fire 2, most likely Victor, Kendall, Javier, Sergio Orgel, Mr. Rodriguez. Under contract, Moni. Under contract, possible move to Lugano, Jordan Shaqiri. Under contract, possible trade, John Espinoza, Gaston Jimenez. I don't see anybody taking Gaston. Stanislav Ivanov, Kasper Bilko. I don't see anybody coming for him either. Carlos Turan. I could give him another year. Options likely to be exercised. Wyatt Omsberg. Pass. If you guys are trying to stay in 13th place, if the Chicago Fire are trying to stay in 13th, 11th place, if that's the ambition, re-sign Wyatt Omsberg. All right, I loved what he did for the Fire. But if the ambition is 13th place, 11th place, absolutely re-sign Wyatt Omsberg. But if the ambition is something greater, say thank you for your service so long and thanks for all the fish. And do you play and how do you feel about Doc Holliday? Need upgrades on both outside backs, wings, striker, and possibly a center back. So we need an upgrade on one of the highest grade, on the highest paid center right backs in the league, Boris Sekulic. Where are we going to get that? Boris Sekulic performed admirably for a 13th place, 11th place team. He's an excellent 13th place, 11th place right back. Is he a 6th place right back? Boris has got to go. Miguel's got to go. You're absolutely right. And I can see another season of Turan, and I want to see Chicos, Turan, 2 new outside backs. I'm in total agreement there, Slow Days. Also need an upgrade at the 8. So what is next is slotting next to Federico Navarro. But that's Mauricio Pineda. So are you looking to move Mauricio Pineda to the bench? Or are you looking to move him back into Turan's position? I don't think he's going to play there unless he starts getting more time right now as a center back over the next few games, and I don't really see that happen. They really liked shifting him to midfield, seemingly. So if we do get an upgrade at 8, which is Gaston Jimenez's position, which is Mauricio Pineda's position, it's not their role, but that's the position they take up on the field, effectively, when you have Federico Navarro out there slotting in as your 6. Out of contract, likely to return, Jonathan Bornstein. Pass. It's time to move to coaching. And Slowday saying that Turan's injuries are too much. So we've been dealing with a lot of Turan's injuries, and one of the best abilities is availability, is it not? Has it grown too much from what we've seen? I value Turan and when he plays more than how I value Miguel Navarro, so I'm not in agreement there. Yeah, his injuries are too much, and if you could make him your second, the next center back off the bench, better. But the dude needs to play. He's at this point in his career where he needs to play if he's going to get any better. and he needs to play now. Slode says that Pineda is Fed's backup. We need more offense than he or Federico could offer from that position as his duo partner. I agree. Pineda does not offer enough offense as just a solid, as a duo partner midfield, as a part of a two-man midfield. Is a three-man midfield the answer? End of loan, not coming back. Gaga Sonina. They're going to put him in a new league. They're going to put him in a new challenge if they can find him a starting spot. If they cannot find him a for sure starting spot, he'll be back. And if they don't get him back to the Fire, then maybe Chicago Fire will look at Guillermo Ochoa. I don't know why. It's 2 years too late, in my opinion, for Guillermo Ochoa. But Chicago Fire are not a well-run organization, as we all know, and don't make the right decisions almost ever. So that would be perfectly in line with what we would expect from the Chicago Fire. Stupidity. Pineda, yep, you said it. Out of contract, unlikely to return. Boris Sekulic he's not been as good as last year when he was a right back on an 11th place team. And now he's a starting right back on a 13th place team. So once again, we point to these stats where Federico Navarro's got these great stats. He's had those stats, those great stats, for an 11th place and a 13th place team. Now, I just got pen in my eye. Great. I did Gaga Sonina because I was just about to talk about Gaga Sonina. That's Gaga Sonina saying, well, hey, I've been part of those teams, and yet I just got sold for 15 million to Chelsea. What makes me different? You tell me. Maybe it's the fact that he's 18 and he single-handedly saves games, and nobody else on the Fire does that. DPG saying he'll be back at 15, and when he is, that's when we'll recover a little bit of that contract kerfluffle with him, just to see his response, his reaction, and what he would like to do there. But I like a lot of these moves, but I would love to get rid of Espinoza, Jimenez, Ivanov, Prishabilko. I like to keep Duran. I don't need Olmsberg, don't need Reynolds. I need this team to get better. I need to replace those players with better players, so we're not finishing in 11th to 13th place. Shocking, I know. Bornstein, time to join the coaching staff, buddy. Chat, what league would you pick from to help this league team out? Liga MX? La Liga? Ligue 1? Serie A? The Championship? The EPL? I don't know how you're going to get EPL players unless you're Columbus and you can get Cucho Hernandez. Just seeing how Toronto has gone to Serie A and just built players around that, it got me thinking, which league would the Fire what should the Fire build around? History says the Bundesliga. Bundesliga 2? Because Arne Friedrich, right? And Bastian Schweinsteiger. Even though he came from the Premier League, he came from Manchester United and Rafa Chicos. But if we could bring in 3 players, like let's say Toronto did, well, where would you pull from? And I do mean kind of stay realistic, you know? Insigne, they offered big butts, but he kind of was at the end of his prime. So Balotelli, Belotti, Messi, Ronaldo, Angel Di Maria, Mueller from Bayern Munich, Lewandowski. Sode says Gaga's not at a place at 18 years old that most goalkeepers are not at until 24 or 25. Yes, yeah, I call him the American Donnarumma because he is just farther ahead. You look at that guy and he might look young, but he does not play young. He plays years above his age and he's only getting better. Like a fine, he's just getting better like a player, like a Donnarumma. Who was that other old goalkeeper? Buffon? Buffon. Who yeah, what it wasn't Gianluigi Buffon who played forever? My mood right now. Credit CHGO from the pod 3 days ago. Second lowest in MLS goals scored. Oh, fantasy. I did my Superflex fantasy draft. You can check it out. Throwing Ropes. You look that up on YouTube. Throwing Ropes podcast. But we do a little Superflex podcast where we talk fantasy and Superflex strategies and all that kind of fun stuff. So if you're into that, and see, I got Josh Allen, Kyler Murray is my 2 quarterbacks. Woo! Love that. Let me know if you're excited about the fantasy football season. We're going to be doing a lot of NFL and Bears streams for that matter. Probably doing a little NFL fantasy talk about too, because I'm pretty. Not to toot my own. Let's toot my own horn. I'm good. I'm good at it. I can hang. I can play. I'm plugged in, and it's fun. That's the Death Star exploding, of course. After Nelson